Hey everybody, I just want to go over the sketchbook assignment for this week where we will be drawing 3 household objects. Today I'm going to draw this little ceramic bowl in my sketchbook. So let's see, let's get started here. All right, here's the tools that you'll need. Sketchbook, okay, pencil, kneaded eraser. So first thing to do when you're sketching is, gauge the scale of your object. When I look at this object, it's definitely wider than it is tall. So I'm just going to orient my sketchbook in a landscape format so that it's a little bit easier for me to draw. Now, I think it's the best thing to think about the idea of shape when we start. So what I'm going to do with this object is kind of block it out from a basic rectangle into a form. So I'm just going to start by sketching out the basic height and width, almost like the box that this would fit in, right? If you were at Amazon and had to pack this object to ship, what space would it exist within? So think about first the height versus the width of an object to begin with. Now the overall shape of this is a little bit more triangular in nature. So I'm just going to block out the kind of shoulders of the bowl a little bit on both sides and think a little bit about the foot, which is a little piece below where this exists, okay? So here's the basic kind of roadmap of my sketch. And what I'm going to do now is build my drawing on top of this. Now, one thing I'll notice about the object is, let's move here to this. Okay, this shape is an oval, right? It's called an ellipse, actually. It's a circle turned on edge. There's no pointy edges. It's completely round all the way around. So what I'm going to do with my drawing is make that continuous circle as the starting point, right? So I've got the width, I've got the height. I'm just going to make a circle, a continuous circle, around and around and around like this until I get something that looks pretty close to the elliptical shape. So gauge the width of the elliptical shape versus the height, right? That's going to determine the perspective in which we look at. And then you'll also notice that the bottom also has that elliptical shape. So it's going to be a little bit wider because it's lower on the on your eye level. So I'm just going to do another little elliptical shape down here. Okay. And then move that up a little bit. And then finally, one more here for that base part. I have something that looks pretty close to the dimension of my bowl. So now what I'm going to do is use my kneaded eraser and knock back some of these lines a little bit. So I have a very faint guideline, and then I'm going to confirm my lines and finish the drawing, okay? So kneaded eraser is a powerful tool for editing and other things. All right, from here, I'm going to confirm the edge. So I'm just going to go look at the back edge and follow that line around, really concise. I'm not pressing down terribly hard. I do want to press down so you guys can see it, but I'm not going to commit fully until I really have a clean perspective of that. So there's the back edge. There's also the inside edge too. So it's kind of like a double line. Draw this around, this. And that's pretty good for now. I'm going to confirm this edge a little bit more. Okay, don't be afraid to move your drawing. Sometimes it's easier for me to draw an arc in this direction. So I'm just going to move it around. All right. Now the object is symmetrical, meaning it should be about the same on both sides. So you can sketch a line down the middle to gauge. Does this side look like that side? It looks pretty close. It's a little wobbly, but it is the morning, so I'm not quite awake yet. I'm gonna look at the profile next. There's a little divot. This is a handmade bowl and there's a little edge here. So I'm just gonna sketch this down, curve it in ever so slightly, curve this in ever so slightly and continue that line through the arc of my bowl at the bottom. And then finish off the foot with that arc as well. Okay, so there's the basic structure. What I do now is just add in a little bit more detail to finish this thing up. So I'm just going to pause quickly. I'll show you the final product. Okay, so here we are, final sketch. Notice I've just done a contour line drawing. I'm not adding shading or anything like that. I'm looking for where the contours help to show the form. I might add a little bit of the ground here, just a few lines to sort of show where it's sitting. And the final thing to do here is just put the date. Today is 9/2, so I'll put that on there. It's backwards because I'm in mirror view, but this is the sketch that we'll be working on. So 3 of these household objects in your sketchbook for next week. See you then.